We've been dealing with the ongoing crisis on Kennedy and across Tampa of illicit massage parlors that participate in prostitution and possible human trafficking. I'm here today to talk about recent things that have come to light in the news about a board member, a Nuisance Abatement Board member, Rick Barcena. It's come to light that he owns the property at 3441 West Kennedy Boulevard, which was formerly an Italian restaurant, and then it was Kim's Spa, and now there's a building called Florida Day Spa that occupies that location now. Kennedy has identified Florida Day Spa as a suspected illicit massage business. It meets many of our criteria that identify places as such, and also that address has been the target of several prostitution investigations from the Tampa Police Department. And also, Rick Barcena has received a racketeering letter, is what it said on the news. I'm not exactly sure what the actual description of that piece of mail that he got from the police department was. So I was at the Tampa Nuisance Abatement Board meeting on Tuesday. Mr. Barcena was not in attendance there, and it's come to our attention that he has not been at several of the board meetings. So it is my opinion and many others in Tampa that he should be removed from that board. This is not an indictment of his personal character. I do not know him personally. He seems like a perfectly nice guy. He's got a family. He's a businessman in the area. But we believe that he has shown a monumental lack of judgment in continuing to rent to Florida Day Spa on his property. And also, it seems that he does not take his position, his honor, to serve the people of Tampa on the Nuisance Abatement Board, that he does not take that seriously, and he's shown that by not attending several meetings. So we would like the City Council to move. I believe that the Nuisance Abatement Board is an appointed position by the City Council, from my understanding. That may be incorrect. That we'd like the City Council to move to remove him or ask him to resign from that position, and the City Council would appoint someone who will take the health and public safety of this community seriously, and someone who sees that businesses that harbor and who engage in illicit and illegal activity are threats to our community and to be dealt with in seriousness. We just thank you very much for your time.
Councilman Suarez. Mr. Chirito, Mr. Manson brought up something. It was brought up in the news. I saw that same report that was on Channel 8. I looked to see in our ordinance, excuse me, not in our ordinance, but in our rules, do we have the power to remove someone if they've missed, or is it an automatic removal because of the attendance requirement?
I think it's neither. South Florida Legal Department, you have a provision in your policies that indicate this. It's the Section 8, number 10. You've delegated away that authority. You have an ordinance out there that created a Nuisance Abatement Board that allows them to set up their policies. So it's my opinion that the ordinance supersedes the policy that you have on the City Council, so it's really their decision. And I think it's something that they should be doing. You can obviously talk about it. Mm-hmm. You can indicate that you're not happy with it, but I think that authority is left with them. And they have to make some factual findings. There are allegations out there, whether they're true or not. Obviously, I have no knowledge of that.
Mr. Chirito, I think there is a requirement, though, in terms of attendance. And the question is whether or not they automatically are removed because of attendance issues as opposed to us taking an action. Okay. So my point is that if it's already part of the rules of the abatement board, does that automatically trigger as opposed to us saying that you should look at what your rules are?
Okay, under the abatement board rules, if there are 2 absences out of 3 meetings that are unexcused,
right?
It's my understanding, and this is secondhand that I'm hearing, that they were all been excused because you need to notify them that you will not be there. If that is done, you've met the letter of what the rule says. Mm-hmm. So I think that that's the issue right now. Okay. The fact that he misses meetings, if he calls in and says he can't make them and gives the reason why, then I think that it's beyond the rule, or it's within the rules parameters about removing.
Okay, I just want to make sure that your opinion is that we do not have the power to remove someone from the abatement board regardless of their attendance or any other issues, correct?
That's correct. Under my opinion, that it is the abatement board because you've delegated that to them in the ordinance that created the abatement board.
All right, so anyone that might commit a crime or is under indictment, we have no way of doing that either, correct?
Under your rules, you do not.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we were clear about the legal ramifications of this, because obviously when it gets reported in the news, Mr. Manson was here, making a point of that, and I had talked to the reporter, and I said, I don't know if we have the power to remove them. So I'm curious as to what that may be, and I will make a motion, not now, but later on, to maybe bring back some change into our ordinances to allow for if someone is either indicted or has been convicted of a crime, that they may be removed by us on any of the volunteer boards that we appoint people to. Okay?
Certainly.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
All right, thank you. Yes, next.